Hello old school fans, welcome to today's video. My name is Schleyer with Casually Gaming, and today we're going to be going over the Deadman Reborn updates. Jagex posted on August 16th. A lot of questions were raised on some of the decisions they decided to make, especially being like singles plus, keeping items on death. Is prayer considered a combat skill? Stuff like that, because there's a lot of new additions to Deadman. Clearly, I don't know many of them. I'm not a real big PK'er at all, and I've never played Deadman before, but I've watched it over the years, and yeah, there's some certain things that kind of come up throughout here, like dying, and you're able to keep 3 items. It was kind of like, really? That's a very interesting mechanic. Why are we doing this in Deadman? That's kind of the whole point, is going out there and actually PK'ing and having value to being PK'd, or for PK'ing, I mean. So I just wanted to go over all the clarifications today. I'm going into this as a solos player, so some of these have actually changed in my favor. And just going into fun little goals and learning how to PK. That's pretty much my goals. But for now, let's just go into some of these questions raised here. The first one being singles plus is too punishing and will deter many players from Deadman Reborn. Can this be reconsidered? They came right back and said we made changes to the new combat system. Singles plus will now only exist within the Revenant caves, so single way combat areas of Gilnor will retain standard single way combat. Instead, we will be making it so that the NPCs will respect the PJ timer of 9.6 seconds. So I'm totally down with that. That's great. These changes mean that while in combat with an NPC, another player cannot attack you. Once you leave combat with the NPC, players can attack you. Once attacked by a player, an NPC cannot attack you again until 9.6 seconds have passed of no combat. So, I mean, I'm actually totally okay with that. That's fine. If you really take both sides of the thing, if singles plus was around, you'd be whacking away at an NPC, someone can come up behind you and just smack you right away. Okay. Well, I mean, you can do the same thing. You're going up, hitting the NPC, you just walk up right next to him and you literally wait until the NPC dies, and then you whack him. So that's exactly what this is. You can be in combat with the NPC, another player cannot attack, but once you leave combat with the NPC, player can't attack you right away. So, I mean, it's just like you have to stand around a little more. So I get that, and that's totally fine. At least in my mind, it'll make it a little bit easier to understand, okay, I can go and attack something for now, do whatever I'm doing, and then if somebody comes up and is like literally standing there ready to PK, I can at least prepare a little bit ahead of time instead of seeing a little white dot and then like, oh, I'm dead, because it's probably going to be totally it's just going to happen. I'm going to die all the time. All right, second one, in previous Deadman events, it was possible to teleport instantly after defeating an NPC, even though there was a timer preventing teleporting while in combat. Will this still be possible in Deadman Reborn? Okay, that's something that's a little interesting. It will not be possible to teleport immediately. You'll need to wait 11 game cycles or 6.6 seconds after leaving combat before teleporting. So that's pretty big. So that's gonna actually enforce people to be like, okay, hey, I'm gonna have to go stand next to this guy if I want to actually attack him, versus just like, okay, he's just gonna be right there, and once he sees me, he's just gonna instant teleport. So I think that's a pretty good rule. I actually like that. That doesn't bother me at all. With the removal of singles plus, concerns have been raised regarding players intentionally boxing NPCs to avoid combat with other players. Clearly that happens all the time. We'd like to reiterate that boxing other players, not NPCs, is against the rules in Deadman Reborn. In addition to this, attempting to X-log with an NPC is against the rules and will fall under the same punishment as boxing. So, I mean, okay, that's fine. But they don't actually answer the question. They only say boxing other players. So you're actually able to box NPCs. I mean, that's not against the rules. If you X-log from an NPC, sure, that's gonna get you punished there. But I mean, if you see a dude coming and you just go and whack another thing, okay, I mean, he can literally just wait there and be ready to attack you right when you're done killing that NPC. So, I mean, that's fair. All right, next one. With Deadman Reborn lasting just over 3 weeks, there were some concerns regarding players' rates. Okay, so they upped the ante of drop rates to 4 times. Will Dorkish and Crossbow and Bone Bolts be purchasable in range shops? Okay, so they say yes, that's pretty good. Prayer is going to be considered a combat skill and will be reset upon losing your last life, but it's also in the pool of that tiered bracketing system where you're going to have possibly up to 2025 times XP. It'll apply to prayer, which is huge. Will any prerequisite quests be unlocked with quests that are automatically unlocked? Of course, that was a yes all along. I don't know why people needed that to be known. When does Deadman Reborn start and end? August 25th through September 16th, and then the finales are on the 17th. During the 1v1s, will players be provided with a set of inventory, or will they be able to access their bank and grab supplies between rounds? So in the first round, all players are given the ability to bank and change their setup as they please. During this time, you will be able to change your attuned sigils. Once first round begins, banking will no longer be possible. Players will who are successful at progressing beyond the first arena will have their inventory wiped of supplies, food, and potions, and for each fight thereafter will restore all health, special attack, and stats. The supplies will consist of the following. Also note that if your inventory is full and any excess supplies will appear on the floor, so it's like Sarah Brew, Restore, Sandfew, Super Calm, Ranging Potion, Anti-Venoms, 10 Sharks, Anglerfish, and some Carabons. I don't know what the standard was for last tournament, so I don't know if that's changed or not. If you want to go through and read all of these, there's a good chunk of them. I can kind of skim over them for now, see if there's anything good. Oh, are the previous Deadman teleport logout mechanics still present? Yeah, we must wait 12 game cycles, so 7.2 seconds. There are going to be starter packs. You can obtain 1 starter pack per day. This could be what's going to be in them, but they didn't say what it's going to be. So it could change. So don't expect it's going to be the exact thing that was in previous ones. Untradables will act as they do in the wilderness stuff, so pretty standard. So how do the combat level worlds work if you were to gain a level that puts you in a higher bracket while you're in combat? So that's actually a really good question. In those instances, the game will strongly suggest you log out and switch to an appropriate combat world during this time. The following applies. You're unable to attack NPCs or players, but both can attack you. You do not gain any experience, and then you can only bank 3 times before you can even open the bank again. So it's pretty much trying to like go, like get out of here and force you out. So I mean that's totally fine. Attacking a Scold player will give you a 5-minute Scold timer. Attacking a player back who's attacked you first does not give you a Scold. That's clear as day. It's been mentioned that the emblems will drop in Deadman Reborn. Does this mean the emblem trader will exist? Yes, and here's everything that will be at the emblem trader, which is pretty good. Do sigils boost XP rewards from quests, or is that just a flat 10 times increase? Sigils will boost experience from all sources. This includes quests and XP given from lamps, so that's pretty good to know. You're not going to be gaining combat XP during PvP encounters. It'll show fake drops though, so that's kind of interesting. Fossil Island underwater area is restricted in Deadman. The global drop table will have access to ancient warrior weapons. And this one was actually good. Does thieving NPCs within a guarded area provide XP and loot? So as a person who hasn't played Deadman, I don't know if this was going to be true or not, but you are unable to gain loot from any NPC that is pickpocketed in a guarded area. Experience is still given though. That's kind of cool. It's preventing people from going into these safe cities and just farming the whole time. So I'm totally fine with that. That's pretty cool. We've seen various requests for items to be added to improve drop rate modifiers during Deadman mode. 3 times increased drop rate for Alchemical Hydra, Drake, Elder Chaos, Robes, Granite Maul, and Dragon Warhammer. So all those have been upped 3 times. That's nice. We saw a lot of feedback that suggested Monkey Menace 1 should be included within quest unlocks. It is now included at level 71 to 100. So once you reach that bracket and you get into that bracket and log on to those worlds, I don't know if you have to be in the bracket per se or actually have to log into that world, you'll automatically unlock that quest, and then you can die and you'll have that unlocked. So you'll have the ability to go get dragon scimitars, which is super, super nice. So that's going to be part of my strategy, is getting to at least the 71 to 100 worlds, getting that unlocked, and possibly getting a little above too. It depends on if I die or not. I'm going to get to that for sure, get piety unlocked and all that, and then afterwards I'm going to try to get to the last tier of worlds so I can unlock Barrow's Cliffs. That's pretty much that goal. And lastly, we look at the huge feedback regarding items lost on death. You made it clear that players protecting their 3 with Protect Item Prayer. Most valuable items on death, if they are not Scold, goes against high risk, high reward elements of Deadman. Totally agree. You'd rather that we changed it so that players are unable to keep any items that they have at a time of their death, other than the items that are in their bank or deposit box, unless they lose their last life. The main reason behind this is that it would provide more incentive for players to go out and PK, otherwise they will never gain anything of value until they've taken the final life off of another player. Totally true, because you're going out PKing this dude who has super awesome gear, and then it's his first life or second life, and it's just like, oh, okay, you get to keep your cool stuff. So what's the point? Going out and doing that is just kind of dumb. So they're going to change it so that it's no longer able to protect any items on death, even when you are not skulled. This means you will always risk what you are wearing. Big thumbs up for that one. I'm totally fine with that. Even being a horrible PKer, hearing that from me, that's totally fine. I'm okay. All right, so that sums it all up. The updates were great. I actually totally agree with them. Singles plus being taken out, totally fine with that. Actually really fine with that, honestly. And then losing all of your stuff versus keeping the top 3 items, that's totally fine. That's great. And then a lot of the other little tidbits here and there, like Monkey Madness being unlocked and some of the other stuff, totally great. Totally happy with everything that's kind of going on with the new updates. And in my next video, I'm going to be going over my Deadman Reborn plan. I'm going to possibly, and this is still kind of up in the air, but considering doing a 70 defense and piety pure, kind of staying in that bracket, the 70 and below bracket. And it'll be a pretty fun little build, I think. I think it's going to be great. And it'll kind of make myself a little more familiar with PKing, not go too crazy and have to learn all these crazy techniques and all this stuff to counter these really, really high level people. But I feel like the 36 through 70 bracket's going to be pretty competitive, but it's also not going to feel like a grind to get all my stuff back when I lose everything. And I think that's the more of the point, is just to have a lot of fun. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below on some of your insights on what the changes are, if you like those changes, if it's going to affect you in any way. Maybe give a little update on your build or possible plan going into Deadman Reborn. And other than that, we'll see you in the next video. Take care and have a good one. Peace. Oh yeah. Whoa, no, I'm getting shot. Oh no. Oh no! Dang it.